We're honored to stand among such an esteemed set of awardees, as well as to stand before you as such a dedicated crowd of supporters. I'm here on behalf of IMAC, but IMAC is here on behalf of people across the country and of the world indeed. So Jamie Lynn, a Janae child in Arizona whose house no longer has running water or electricity. Antoine of Florida, who has debilitating asthma, which is likely exacerbated by the nearby coal-fired power plant. Tressa from Louisiana, whose family no longer has an inhabitable home after the ravages of Hurricane Isaac. Sarah, who was assaulted at a border crossing as she was traveling out of Cameroon to seek food for her family after her crops dried up due to drought. Jamie Lynn, Antoine, Tressa, and Sarah are climate heroes in their own right, as evidenced by their stories of survival and resilience, and we're honored to represent them. In the words of Rabbi Arthur Waskow, one of IMAC's other steering committee members, from one of his recent articles, in Eden, God, speaking for reality, points towards extraordinary abundance in the planetary garden. Eat of it, enjoy, but show a little self-restraint, just a little. Of one tree don't eat. But they refuse to restrain themselves, and the abundance vanishes. The earth will give only thorns and thistles, and to eat you will only have to toil every day of your lives with the sweat pouring down your faces. Climate change is a story of Gulf of Mexico in 2010, of Iowa in 2012, and no self-restraint from corporations that penetrate the sea and scorch the air. So what has been a glorious outpouring of abundant eating takes on a bitter taste of water spout, of fish dying, of corn plants withering, and the cracked and baking earth. Those are the words of Rabbi Waskow. When someone recently asked me if it's possible to change people's morals as a way of convincing them to address climate change, I replied that it's not about changing their morals. It's about connecting climate change to their current values. If you believe that hunger in the midst of plenty is wrong, if you believe that thirst on an earth that is 70% water is wrong, if you believe that the fact that those least responsible for harmful emissions that drive climate change are most impacted is wrong, if you believe that the amount of money and power you have shouldn't be a predictor of your survival, then climate change is a moral issue. We need bold, visionary, and transformational action in ensuring that communities already facing climate change today have the capacity to survive and thrive. We also need to actively employ measures to head off catastrophic climate change through aggressive reduction in greenhouse gas emissions, advancement towards a zero-waste society, extensive implementation of energy efficiency measures, and a dramatic shift to renewable energy. We need to work towards this through our policies, practices, and corporate accountability, and as we vote on November 6th. Once again, we're honored as IMAC to accept this award, and we're committed to continuing to uphold its tenets until our moral obligation to address climate change is fulfilled and climate justice is achieved. We have the means to do this, what we currently lack is the political will. But together, we can continue to mount the movement. In the words of Margaret Mead, never doubt that a small group of committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever will. Thank you.
All right.